What is going on, everybody? I am the FDGURU, bringing to you guys a Wednesday NBA edition of my DFS podcast. We have 8 games on tonight's main slate, and we have a ton of value. Nothing screams April regular season NBA like tonight's slate. Definitely not complaining, though. It's going to be a fun slate. We have the latest game just an hour after lock at 8 o'clock with 3 games in that 8 o'clock window. Makes for a really fun, an easier slate for me to, set up because we've got a majority of the injury news already. We got a ton of value. And as usual, I'm going to give you guys 5 plays that I like, one for each position. Decided to do an NBA video today. MLB, that main slate's going to be rough. It's a 5-game main slate right now, but the Mets game got canceled, so actually it's a 4-game, and then there's a decent chance the Cubs game has issues. It could end up being like a 3-game main slate, so couldn't make a video for that, but I'll still be posting on my website later on. The NBA, though, is a priority tonight, just because it looks like a much more enjoyable slate. So for point guard, I like going to Trey Mann at 5,400. The Hornets are going through what you would think the Hornets would go through at the end of the season. You have guys sitting out. These games don't matter for them. So guys are going to sit out even when they don't really fully need to. So we have Miles Bridges is out, which is a huge one. We have Misic is out, who's the other guard that starts next to Trey Mann. We have Nick Richards out. So the reason why this is such a good spot for these Hornets is because we have a lot of the starters who are out, and it's a great matchup against the Blazers. These are some of the worst teams in the NBA. You could make an argument that these are 2 of the worst teams in the NBA alongside the Pistons. It's a 1-point spread. We have tons of value here. We have a projected starting lineup of Trey Mann, Bryce McGowens, who we know is a terrible fantasy point per minute guy, Brandon Miller, who's going to have the whole team to himself, so his upside's up there. Davis Bertans is projected to start at power forward, and then Grant Williams is projected to start at center. So a lot of usage for these guys. Trey Mann is going to be the number 2 usage guy on this offense behind Brandon Miller. 5,400 looks really good here to get 27 fantasy points. He looks like one of the best value plays at point guard tonight. For shooting guard, we have another team in the Bucks who have a ton of injuries. Damian Lillard just recently ruled out again. Chris Middleton, assuming for injury management, is ruled out. And Pat Beverly got hurt last game. So now it's Giannis and then the rest of these guys. But Connaughton looks like a great value play at 4,000. They don't have a true point guard tonight. With no Beverly and Lillard, they have, I think, Ty Washington, but he's not going to play. He's played 0 minutes for the Bucks, so they might just start like Malik Beasley and Connaughton as the ball handlers. And we all know Giannis has the ball in his hands all the time anyways. Giannis is going to be like a must play tonight. I don't have him in this video, but against the Grizzlies with the team to himself, he could get 80 fantasy points in the blink of an eye. So Connaughton looks great. We saw Beverly get hurt last game, and he was the main guy who benefited in Beverly's absence. 29 minutes, 34 fantasy points. He's projected to start with no Middleton, no Lillard, and no Beverly. So lots of good things for this Bucks team tonight. The fact that they're so banged up keeps this spread moderate against this Grizzlies team. If Lillard and Middleton were playing, the Bucks would be like minus 18-point favorites tonight at home against the Grizzlies. But with all their guys out, they're 13-point favorites. Hopefully the Grizzlies stay in this game a little bit. And chances are, if the Grizzlies are up 30 after 3 quarters and they're blowing them out, then these guys have probably already hit value. So I'm not really worried about it one way or the other. Connaughton looks great. Lou Dort at small forward looks good too at 4,700. He will be starting for OKC. It's not a good matchup against the Celtics, but they're very, very shorthanded again with no SGA and no Jameson or Jalen Williams on the Thunder. So I do like the Thunder, not because they might get blown out, but the value is there. Aaron Wiggins played well last game. I think it was last night, so they got a back-to-back. And then we saw the other Jalen Williams start too for the Thunder. So Dort looks good, had a ton of usage, played 33 minutes, 38 fantasy points. He needs just 22 tonight. He's going to be popular tonight with no SGA and Jalen Williams. For power forward, we can go to Grant Williams here. He should be starting and seeing a lot of stuff here with no Nick Richards and no Miles Bridges. He looks good, 5,500. He started last game in the absence of Nick Richards, played 33 minutes, got 33 fantasy points. He's hit value in 5 straight games. So he looks good too. He needs 27 fantasy points to hit value. But that'll lead us into my favorite play right now, and that's DeAndre Ayton. He's going to have Grant Williams on him at the 5. The Hornets have no one to run out against DeAndre Ayton tonight. Ayton could drop a 70 spot tonight. I might have him in every lineup tonight at 7,700. It's so cheap. It's not the right price for this matchup. He's going to play 35 plus minutes. The game should stay close. It's a 1-point spread. He should smash. He needs 39 fantasy points to hit value. I'm projecting him out for like 45 with a ceiling of like 60. He dropped to 60 a couple of times a couple weeks ago. I could easily see him getting a 60 tonight. I am very high on DeAndre Ayton. The Hornets don't have a true center tonight, so they're really bad on defense even when they're fully healthy, and they're not even fully healthy tonight. So the sky is the limit for DeAndre Ayton. Fantastic play at center. That'll do it for this video, guys. Let's have a nice slate tonight. Very excited for this one. Tons of value, as I said. Give this video a like, subscribe. Until next time, I am the FD Guru. Peace.